Hello friends, welcome back to 99 Sport. My name is Cossy and you're watching Manchester United's next manager. Now there is a huge question right in the media. Who is going to be Manchester United's next manager? Of course, they have sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season, and they have, well, I should say, employed Ralf Rangnick as a caretaker manager. In my opinion, things are not really going well for Manchester United. He was brought in, Ralf was brought in to lay a foundation for the next manager. He was also brought in my opinion, to find, or basically to help them in the search for the next manager. Now, according to a couple of sources, this is according to the Stratford Paddock, they say that Manchester United is actually considering Erik Ten Hag as their main target. But in this video, we're going to discuss 5 Manchester United targets as new managers, and we will discuss and compare each of them with each other, and probably by the end of this video we will have decided who is the better manager for Manchester United. Make sure you smash a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel as well. Now, I've gone with 5 candidates. However, United have been linked with more managers than 20, but I've gone with 5. I think it's a very, very difficult role to take on this Manchester United side. Ever since Sir Alexander Chapman Ferguson left, we've had lots of I think we had lots of dips in the curve, and very, very few managers are actually becoming successful at the side, if any. Of course, we saw David Moyes come in after Ferguson. It really didn't work out with David Moyes. I really can't say it did work out, but it was so bad. That is the right word. Then we had Louis van Gaal, who came in, tried to implement a philosophy. He wasn't given enough time, and then he moved away. And then he had Jose Mourinho come in as well. United trying to find a quick fix. The big question for me with United is, this time, will they give a manager ample time? Will they give a manager enough time to settle in, build a philosophy, build his team, especially with such managers like Erik Ten Hag? They have that they have that kind of zonal play, total football, and things like that, tactical football. So it takes time. We've seen it with Mikel Arteta. It always takes time to find the right players, to find the right attitude in this players, to find the right patterns, to find the right team. It always takes time. There are always going to be fails and success in there. So will they give the new manager time? Among the 5 managers I've gone for, I've gone with Erik Ten Hag, I've gone with Thomas Tuchel, I've gone with Mauricio Pochettino, Brendan Rodgers, and Graham Potter. Yeah, Graham Potter. Graham Potter. Yes. Right, so all of these managers have been linked with Manchester United. I think among them, Graham Potter is the one that has not been really closely linked with Manchester United, but the fact that he's been doing a very, very great job down at Brighton has attracted interest from a couple of top clubs, including Arsenal during that period where Arteta was looking to steady the ship, and it was actually not working. United as well, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was actually being swayed by the waves. Again, we did see Graham Potter linked with them, and of course Spurs as well. But who should Manchester United's next manager be? Let's start off with Graham Potter. I think if you look at what Brighton have managed to do this season, it speaks volumes of what Graham Potter is as a manager. However, I don't think he's ready. I don't think from Brighton to Manchester United, I would look at him as another David Moyes, someone who is below David Moyes. So if you take him from Brighton to Manchester United, I still feel there is a lot of things for him to learn, especially when it comes to these big sides. Coming from Brighton, Brighton is a club that being mid-table is a reward. I mean, you just need to keep them away from relegation, as safe as that. United is a very, very different job. United is a very, very huge job, as compared to Brighton. So personally, Graham Potter, he's a very good manager in terms of, creating this kind of very, very beautiful football, building a system. If you look at what Brighton and how they look like, the likes of Enoch Mwepu, the likes of Yves Bissouma, I think he's really done a great job there. But I don't see that transition of Graham Potter from Brighton to Manchester United. At the moment, I think he's not the manager they need. Look, I think United do need to give the next manager time, but Graham Potter would definitely take lots and lots of time to become a success at Manchester United. One, he's going to take time to, correct all the madness in this team, and two, then he needs to adapt to the feeling and the atmosphere of having to be in charge of a big team, and which time I think United do not have. But Graham Potter is there. If United need probably someone who's a Premier League proven, is one of those, because on my list I have 4 Premier League proven players. So if they decide to go for someone who's Premier League proven and probably a low budget, I think among all the 5 managers that we look at, it is Graham Potter that can actually work without a low budget. Because look at him at Brighton. He's using Danny Nitak Mensah Welbeck, Shabba Ranks as striker. I mean, look, for me, what he's done, and I said it in January, what he's done as a manager at Brighton, he could ask for any player. He could even ask for, Eddie Nketiah. He could ask for, any player that can play for Brighton, because he deserves it, and he deserved it. But he decided to go for, he started to stay low-key, go for this low budget. And I think if United still want to stay stingy, then Graham Potter could be the man. Number 4 is Brendan Rodgers. Look, we've seen him on a big team, and we've seen him on a small team, and then we've seen him on a mid-table team. One thing I love about Brendan Rodgers, he's got a philosophy, he's got an identity of him, for himself as a manager. That is crucial to Manchester United. That is crucial to a team in a transition. It's very, very crucial. We've got to believe, and I believe personally, that United at some point in time is still walking and moving through the shadows of themselves. They're a shadow of themselves. They're still walking through down through the lens that where they were led by Sir Alexander Chapman Ferguson. They need completely a very different, chapter. They need a very different structure. Look at Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. Doesn't matter whether Brendan was here. Doesn't matter whether Redknapp was here. Doesn't matter who was here or Ken Dalglish. It doesn't matter. Liverpool found a new manager, and they gave him time, and he built something new. Same is happening with Arsenal. You look at the complete squad overall that Mikel Arteta has done with Edu. Same happened at Chelsea after Jose Mourinho. It was very different. The likes of Carlo Ancelotti came and reshuffled things, and it was absolutely very, very different. So I think United just need to, get out of the shadow, embrace the reality that this is who we are now, and probably this is what we want to be. I think they're losing their identity, and it's something very, very dangerous, because Arsenal have been there, and I said it, I was reacting to why Arsenal were very, very poor, and I said, look, Arsenal did lose the identity, the sense of who we are, where have we been, where are we, and where do we want to be. They had lost that, and the moment Mikel Arteta has instilled that back in the team, you can see that they're really doing very well. The advantages of Brendan Rodgers are not only the fact that he has his own identity, but he also plays very interesting football and modern football, and he can also work on a fairly relatively low budget. I think with Brendan Rodgers, you're not really going to, he might not ask for the very, very expensive players if the team is not actually willing to provide, but again, he's gonna tell you to bring in those quality players. I think it's one of the problems that United are facing at the moment, quality of the players. So Rodgers, would I take him at Manchester United? Do I think he's the right manager? Personally, no. He has his limitations, and that is why I think United, if they're bringing him as a quick fix, if they're bringing him just to lay the foundation, good manager. But if they're bringing him as a long-term manager who comes in to fix the problem and also to stay there for to stay there long term, I'm not really buying into the idea. I think they can go for someone really, really better than that, right? Because with Brendan, my problem with him is the kind of limitation. You see, you've seen him with Leicester, keeping them in the top 3 and then dropping out of the top 4 by the end of the season, hoping that, creating that kind of pseudo hope that they are going to win the title, challenge for the title, and then, this season they are absolutely nowhere near. So can he be a big team manager? I think good for West Ham, good for Leicester, good for teams in and around the top 4, in and around the top 5, top 6. But when it comes to a brand and a big club like Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in England, I don't think Brendan is the man. Am I too negative? I need to be positive, right? Look, guys, let us throw some love in the world. Hit the like button, subscribe, and let us put some love in the world. I've spoken about a lot of negativity. Let's get to Mauricio Pochettino then, lads. Pochettino is Premier League proven as well, and I think his success spell at Spurs is what is attracting lots and lots of souls and spirits towards him and around him. And I think there are not so many managers that have actually done this with Spurs over the years, and that is why look, Spurs have not been were known for being behind Arsenal, 1, being behind the top 4, 2, and not winning trophies, 3. Yes, he didn't win a trophy with them, but he made them directly challenge Arsenal and beat Arsenal to top 4 occasionally. He played a final, a UEFA Champions League final with Spurs. Look, he put them in at a level where they absolutely have no right to be. And that's why I think many United fans still do have inside them, they feel he is the right manager. He's done it with a very, very poor Spurs. He's done it with not a very, very poor Spurs, because again, that was kind of a prime Spurs, but the quality in that side is not the quality United have, because in United, I think you have around 5 quality players, and United have that big budget that they can give you to spend and and build your own team. So why I like Mauricio Pochettino and why I think he should he should come to Manchester United. I think United needs someone who is hungry. Mauricio Pochettino, after his period at PSG, he is hungry. I think he's a young manager that wants to create something of his own. He did create it at Spurs. It slipped through his hands, and I think it was courtesy of Daniel Levy failing to back him. Yes, he had a good squad, but they had to back him. They had to continue supporting him. They didn't do that. So I think if he comes to Manchester United, the first thing he's going to say, I build my team, you give me the funds. And United will be like, right, the brand is dying, we'll do that. And I think he's a good manager. Look, whatever has happened at PSG, not winning the Champions League, is a very, very different kind of story. I still feel Pochettino comes at Manchester United, maybe give him 2 years, they come back to challenging. Honestly, they come back to challenging. Number 2 is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is a very, very new candidate to the list, to the short list of managers Manchester United are looking at. But Tuchel, if you look at all these 5, Thomas Tuchel is the most... I was about to say suitable, but then I recalled that they need to build. So Thomas Tuchel, he is the most decorated. That's the word. He's the most decorated. Because what he's done with Chelsea in this very, very short period of time, make no mistake, Chelsea had been built, the foundation at Chelsea had been built strongly by Frank Lampard. Most of these players are not signed by Thomas Tuchel. Actually, if you look at how many players Thomas Tuchel has done in terms of signings, I think it's Romelu Lukaku. Anyone else? Romelu Lukaku and Ben Mendy, or Romelu Lukaku, because he bought in Romelu Lukaku in the summer. I think it's Romelu Lukaku. But my point is, Tuchel can bring you that very, very early success, very fast success. And I think Manchester United fans, that is why many of you will want to have Thomas Tuchel at Manchester United over any of these other managers. Tuchel has the ability to influence and get good football out of good players. But Tuchel would be very expensive. I doubt the United hierarchy would give him the funds and the money he needs. Obviously, I think he's one manager that has that ticks all the boxes, experienced, played in the coached in the Premier League, managed in the league, and he has managed huge talents at PSG. So a huge club. Unlike Brendan Rodgers and Graham Potter, of course Brendan has been at Liverpool, but I don't feel he's got the feel of a big club enough. Like Thomas Tuchel, he's been at Dortmund, PSG, and now Chelsea, and he's been successful at Dortmund and successful at Chelsea as well. So look, United, if they have the money, I would recommend they go for Thomas Tuchel. If they have the money, he invests, he builds the structure, and then he brings you early success. But Manchester United fans, and the news today broke away that Manchester United actually much interested in getting in Erik Ten Hag. Right, so Erik Ten Hag is one of the most popular, famous, common, lovable, loved, interesting, and furthermore, look, the love that he has gathered around the love that he has gathered around the football world is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think the reason why is a disciple of the likes of Johan Cruyff, and is a disciple of Pep Guardiola. And we know how much Pep Guardiola has had an impact and a mark on modern football and football at large. Ajax at the moment, where Ten Hag is employed as manager, are absolutely flying. Yes, they have been eliminated from the UEFA Champions League in a tie where I thought they would do better than that against Benfica. But look, they're playing amazing football. They're scoring many goals. If you look at their strikers, Sebastian Haller, more goals than any other player in the Champions League group stages, playing less minutes than Haaland, Lewandowski, Neymar, and the others. Haller scored more goals than any of those prolific strikers and big names. And if you look at Dusan Tadic, he's created more chances, more goal scoring opportunities in the UEFA Champions League than any other player, and also in the Dutch Eredivisie. So look, Ten Hag is 56 at the moment. 56, 52, 56, 52, 56 at the moment, and he's a young manager. There is this kind of brand of young managers that is cropping up around Europe, and I think that is where United follow the trend. Because with Erik Ten Hag, you do not have to worry about the next 20 years. You don't, unless it goes too wrong. You don't have to worry. He comes in, builds his structure. I think he can bring in those talents from Ajax. Anthony comes in, maybe Noisemas Roy comes in, and a couple of others. I don't know if Deriblin could make a return to United. The likes of Nicolas Tagliafico, and a couple of others, maybe Sebastian Haller, and build a team around them. What I think about Ten Hag is that when it comes to Manchester United, he will need time to settle in the league, to settle into this big role, because he's never managed a big team anywhere. He's only managed, with Pep Guardiola, at Bayern, but that still he wasn't, part of the first team. He was on the under-17s. So it shows you that if Ten Hag is going to be at Manchester United, you've got to give him time to adapt. But he's one that can actually work with a low budget and one that can actually work with a huge budget. I think if you give him the players like Pogba, Bruno, Ronaldo, he can actually get some football in them. But he will give Manchester United an identity. He will give them a style of play. He will create that kind of sense of belonging in the team, which is lacking at the moment. So, in my opinion, lads, in pecking order, United, if they're serious about the new project, go for Erik Ten Hag or Thomas Tuchel. Third, Mauricio Pochettino. Fourth, Brendan Rodgers, and fifth, Graham Potter. I think that is, that should be the order. Fail on Ten Hag, go for Thomas Tuchel. Fail on Tuchel, stop at Mauricio Pochettino. Those three should be the answer. I mean, United should find the answer there, isn't it? But you could as well bring back Rooney or Carlos Tevez. Ronaldo could as well be a manager. I mean, he's done well. Well, I doubt he will be a very good manager, but surprises about Ronaldo never seem to end. So he could make a great manager. You never know. I'll speak to you very soon. Subscribe.